she knows sometimes love is double-blind. I know she's already run the numbers on John, but the rest of you will indulge me. So this was actually a very difficult study. In all my searching in the depths of the universe, I've never encountered anything quite like John before. But I'm going to start, just break it down piece by piece. I'll start with the surface, with John's physical appearance. This very shallow, but I'm sure it didn't enter into Anjali's calculation. But you know, people always comment how similar John and I look, and when we were growing up, people would you know, confuse us and call us twins and that kind of thing. So I'm going to rate him very highly on looks. I give him a 9. I was going to give him a 10, but you know, from behind, his ears kind of make him look like a beetle, Volkswagen Beetle with the doors left out. One of my nose and my legs. Second dimension is the dimension of the mind. John's intellectual capacity is phenomenal. The sheer amount of knowledge in his brain is astounding, and unfortunately the vast majority of that knowledge is ash heap of very useless and irrelevant factoids, as you know. I looked into John's brain. By my analysis, about 18% he's using to store random movie quotes from 8 bad 80s comedies. 13% is feeding sun statistics. 8% plot lines to old Saved by the Bell episodes. 5% casting and live. 7% are lists of the ways in which he thinks he resembles Don Draper. Actually, the biggest 47% of his brain is given to price-earnings ratios and growth statistics for energy sector equities. Given Wall Street's recent history, I'm under the impression that these numbers that John and his finance buddies crunch are actually more useless than old Saved by the Bell episodes. So that leaves only about 2% of John's brain for actual valuable human knowledge. Still have to rate him pretty highly. That's going to double the national average. And it's really more than I can claim myself. And his intellect is so sharp and so creative that he accomplishes amazing things, despite the wasted space. So, give him a 10. The third dimension is worldliness. So John has traveled the globe many a time. He's been to more countries than most of us can pronounce. A lot of these trips are for his work, but mostly they're so he can post panoramic photos on Facebook and make the rest of us feel like our lives are empty wastes. Actually, you know, when he proposed to Anjali, he whisked her away on this you know, secret rendezvous weekend in Paris. A move that both won Anjali's heart and also made every guy he knows look like an unromantic slob. So, thanks a lot for that one, John. But actually, some of the best times I had in my life have been traveling with John. We kind of rambled through Spain and through Thailand and Cambodia, and I saw his curiosity and his openness to new experience and his willingness to take risks. These are all crucial parts of being an interesting person and an interesting partner. So a solid 10 there. The fourth dimension is hair. Hair is very important. You'll find that a good portion of many marriages are spent in the discussion and or maintenance of hair. And John has really been blessed with an overwhelming display of thick, bushy, lustrous, dark hair. And I'm not just talking about his eyebrows. I mean, it's all over his head. Recently, it's been all over his face. I had to take off a few points for that. Give him a 8. Fifth dimension is the comical. So John makes us laugh, sometimes intentionally. But I don't know if you read John's Facebook pages, but his posts are funnier than Onion.com. At least it's entertaining to see him think that he's being funnier than Onion.com. But he's got a great sense of humor. Kind of runs the gamut from the lowly toilet bowl sort of humor to heady, esoteric, completely ironic for the whole humor. But he's very funny. I think that goes a long way. I think there's big moments in a marriage like tonight, but a lot of it is the space in between. And if you can share that space with someone who makes you laugh, then I think you're a long way there. And we could run a little experiment here, actually, on if you could try to look at John for 5 seconds and not laugh. Just turn to face him and see. Stop it. I got it in a second, so that's a good sign. 15 more years of that mug. So that brings me to the final dimension, which, for lack of a better word, is kindness. Kindness is sort of a catch-all for some quality that I can't really define, but which I think it defines John. And that's, I hope those of you who know him kind of know what I'm getting at. But he's a great friend. We see here friends here from his work, from his graduate school, from his college, his high school, his grade school. That doesn't happen by accident. That's something about generosity and compassion and a special talent for connection. And I also have the sense that, you know, with all his accomplishments, what John will ask at the end of the day, what will matter to him is, was I a good person? He seems like he's asking that question every day, am I being a good person? And we notice that, and that's special, but that's rare. So that's my analysis of John, and I have to say, John, it has no basis in science. I kind of made it up, but I looked it over. I realized I wouldn't score nearly as highly as you have on any of my own criteria. Except maybe hair. That's humbling, but it's also makes me proud that you're my little brother, but you're still someone I hold up as an example of how to live a successful life in the many different sort of dimensions of the word successful. And I'm really in no position to grade you, but since I put myself in that position, I'll do what most of your college professors did and just make something up. I think it's clear on a scale of 1 to 10 that you're, let's say, 9.5. I might have said 10, but I don't want you to think you can sort of coast the rest of the semester. Because you've been incredibly lucky to find someone in Anjali who I can tell understands you much more deeply than my lame analysis, and who loves you and who matches or bests your curiosity and intellect, and who returns to you your laughter and your kindness. And she also has great hair, by the way. Very common here, but she elevates you, and she elevates our whole family, and I think that's just one reason why we're so excited to have her join our family. And so, I think you guys have not really even reached your ceiling of what you can be and what you will be. So with that, I'll conclude. If we could just raise our glasses again. And John and Anjali, it's a real honor to be able to toast both of you tonight. And I can't wait to see the lives that you build and the family that you build together. It's going to make me really happy. It's going to make everyone here really happy to watch that and to participate in that. So we love you. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.